This is Rap the News, and we are at war. We are in the devil's web. We are in the belly of the beast, and nothing is a joke. Know thy enemies, people. Know your enemies, because you think what I'm doing is a joke or I'm horsing around. I'm not horsing around. I'm serious as hell. You know, um, your enemies are those who oppose the commands of God. Because the only you got to understand is I don't care how smiley they are. I don't care how cool they is. I don't care how much money they got. I don't care what they. When they oppose God, they are your enemies. Treat them like enemies, or else they are going to get you. Because the only one that can oppose God is the devil. So those people that are opposing God have the devil in them, or else they would not do that. They are under control of the devil. The devil is a deceiver. He's going to put on a nice front, but they have problems. A sinner is the devil. The churches and the camps and the pastors and stuff that I attack, they devils. Look at the personification of Watchmen and Deborah Yah. They portray this wholesome family, whole Brady Bunch, image. It's just an image. Everything is always shitty. It's always shitty. You know, you can look at the oldest son. He a queer. You can just look at him. You can look at the woman. She's a control freak. You can look at the husband. He teeter-tottering on his damn sexuality as well. The black community have been screwed by homosexuality, and they have. And the homosexuality came from the slave master. The slave master could do anything that he wanted, anytime he wanted. So he would turn black men and black boys out 24/7 and make hoes out of the damn women. The Bible tells you that they did that. He said you traded a boy for a harlot and a girl for a glass of wine. Right? And so that has been a secret of the black community. I'm just keen at noticing that. You know, something happened to, I got 9 brothers and sisters. Pretty much something happened to every last one of them except for me. I was the only one that God allowed to escape. I wasn't carnal when I was a kid, but my brothers and sisters were, and then they met it for being carnal. When you put out evil, evil is going to come back to you. My brother was screwing the next door neighbor, a girl, in the closet. Watch this. This is retribution. I opened up the closet in the garage, and my brother and my friend were screwing the next door neighbor girl. They had to be in their teens, and this girl was like 7 or 8. I can't even believe that I'm talking about they like 13 or 14 years old, and here go this 7 or 8 young looking small girl, they in there both banging her. And I'm shocked because she has an older sister that's right around our age, that's slutty as hell. She would actually, probably, I would have expected her to be in that closet. They told me the young is the one that's giving up the ass, not the older one. And I'm like, wow. Even if she was, you shouldn't even be taking it, And they called me every name in the book. But here's the thing. What happened is my brother ended up sneaking in their house, and the father got him and molested him. The father was a prison faggot. And guess what? I didn't even know it had happened. I was nearby when it happened. I didn't even know it was happening. He doing his usual, making his rounds and screwing the women. We little kids, or young kids, and guess what? While he was making his rounds, some other creep was waiting for him. So just like he did that little girl, some grown ass man did him. It's only retribution. And then all of a sudden, I'm gonna tell you the personification. And I see this in the camps. Now he rough, tough. He a weightlifter. Oh, he done got swole. Everybody is fearing him and all that kind of crap, right? This is my younger brother. He done got bigger than me. Everybody is warning me. Look, watch out, watch out. He'll whoop your ass and all this kind of stuff like that. And he used to challenge me all the time. He was upset at me the whole time because that man did that to him, and he blamed me for not going in there and rescuing him when I didn't even know what was going on. And if you had told me about molestation or sexual abuse or homosexuality, I wouldn't have known nothing about that. If you don't know nothing about it, how would you even think? It's just like trying to tell a kindergartner about Wall Street and economics and finances. He wouldn't even know to think like that. You know what I mean? And so I didn't know anything from dirt. So this dude had been mad at me my whole life, my brother, because some man that took his ass, to say it blunt. Anyway, I remember one day, he had got on prison swole, and one day he just threatened me because I'm a little brother, but I'll whoop your ass. He always say stuff like that. And I was like, yeah, that'll be the day. I knew something about my little brother. He was a hooker. That means that he would throw haymakers, and I know that a straight fast jab would knock him out before his haymaker could get off. You know what I mean? And he trying to do a one-hitter quitter. Nah. And so we arguing up a storm one day. My mother even pulled out a gun. She's like, no, y'all ain't gonna be fighting in here. Y'all ain't gonna be fighting. And he's like, he a punk ass nigga, talking all that rough talk, because he got his manhood taken when he was a kid. Watch out for men who extra manly and tough. They always gay. They always gay. Watch out for them men that had to go and work on their bodies in the gym all the time. They always gay. They always gay. Watch out for them men, because I grew up around men's men. That's why I don't like men's men. That's why I don't like the camps. I do not like to hang out with no men, because I grew up around all that crap and I saw what it was. My stepfather was a man's man. That means he always had men around. I didn't like that. And most of them damn men was faggots too. Always trying to proposition us and shit like that. On the sly. Just fags. And so watch this. My uncle had came over and we was right in the middle of a heated debate. My uncle was like 6'6" or 7 or something like that. He got us both. Step outside, man. I'm tired of this. Every time I come in, you and him is always going at it. Y'all gonna fight today? That's what he said. My mother said, stay out of it. No, they men. They gonna fight today. That's what he's like. And he's like, first one get knocked on his ass, that's over. I don't want to hear nothing else, because each brother is saying, okay, I'm tougher than him. I knew I was tougher than him. I have been in so many damn fights. I love fighting. And so anyway, he squared us off face to face. He gave us about 10 feet, and he said, when I say fight, y'all go fight. When you land on your ass, you land on your ass. If you get up and say anything, I'm gonna jump in it. That's what he said. So anyway, we squared off, and I said, I guess this gonna end the day. And so here come this dude. I see him gearing up for the haymaker. Here he come, and guess what? I stood my ground and just threw one straight jab. He fell down on the first punch. He had a weak ass chin. He just fell down on the first punch, bam, right on his ass. And he tried to get up. My uncle snatched his ass up like a bird of prey. Don't say nothing, man. Everybody was disappointed. People was right there, all the neighbors and stuff, saying that he gonna beat my ass because they looking at his muscles. Nah. You gotta at least know how to fight, man. Anyway, everybody is an enemy, whether it's your brothers, your sisters. I learned that my family is an enemy to me because they not believing in God. You can't come over. My sisters can't come over. I don't know if you gay. I don't know what your agenda is with my kids. You can't take my daughters nowhere. You can't do their hair. You can't do. Just leave them. My sister cried one day. She came over to visit unannounced, and I just send her ass packing. Get out. You can't come to my house. Don't come and visit me and stuff like that. We on two different levels. I believe in God and y'all don't. Y'all out in the world. My sister worked for NASA. You out in the world working for NASA. You know, and the rest of them, they just too arrogant to even come to the house any damn way, because a lot of them is just jealous of you, and they just are. Because they let their kids do anything and go out of control and date and fornicate, and guess where all their kids is? I told my kids, I said, guess what? Every last one of them going to be whores. They used to argue me down. My kids is getting their prerequisites for college already, and they in junior high school and stuff like that. My kids, everybody talking about their kids. Every last one of them turned out to be insane hoes, fags, undercovers, drug heads, and they don't even know what happened to their kids. I knew it was happening because God had at least informed me that when you out there in the streets, ain't nothing good out there. I don't know why parents let their kids go out into the world to go try to act like they're adults, and them kids is irresponsible as shit. Everything in the world gonna happen to them, and they ain't gonna even tell you. Like my little sister, when she was adult, she said, "Oh, my first experience with sex was a gangbanging." That's her first experience with sex. She went over to her and her friends went to some gangbangers' house, a bunch of gangbangers. And basically, the friends wasn't friends, they were enemies. They was just dropping her ass off right there so that all the men in the house could rape her. And they said, oh, we going to the store, and left her there by herself. Then supposedly all the men in the house took advantage of her wicked ass. You know what I mean? And then she just been a dick-chasing slut ever since. And this is what I deal with, I got brothers and sisters who started off well, but they ended up jacked up. And I ain't talking about jacked up because they ain't making money and stuff like that. They just jacked up mentally. And so you got the whole world filled with people like this. If you can't trust family, you damn sure can't trust anybody on the outside. And I haven't mistrust of the police, mistrust of everything. This whole system is corrupt by the devil, man. The devil is in just about everybody. So GMS, they weak. All I see is my weak ass brother, and a bunch of prison faggots. That's all I see. I don't see them as godly men. They not godly men. They a gang, a cult. That's all they are. And the rest of them is just a cult. And I just destroy them with knowledge. They confounded. They dumbfounded. You know why? Because they trying to figure out a way to beat me. CYA, I cover my ass the whole damn time. With pretty much every video, I cover my ass. Here's what I learned from my own kids. Speak the truth. You know why? Because one day they gonna call you on your shit. They're gonna say, and that was a lie. And then I'll say, prove it. Prove it was a lie. Your own kids will call you on your shit. And so let them get older. They'll call you on your shit. And your family will call you on your shit. The internet definitely is going to call you on your shit. Some people agree with you and try to smooth shit over. And then make them mad. They're going to call you on your shit. And so when you put out something, you got to be willing to back it up. If you're going to put out a threat, you better back up that threat. You're going to put out a gun, you better use that gun. And you don't take a knife to a gunfight unless you're a bad mofo. You don't take no knife to no gunfight, man, unless you just the baddest mofo in the world. And ain't too many of them. And it doesn't matter your size, you can get your eyes handed to you. You know what I mean? So we got to stop fearing these bullies, the camps. They ain't nothing but bullies. And here's what I don't mind. I don't mind you out there preaching the truth. But don't try to come to me and rap no falsehood. Jesus Christ is just a man. He is not a God. You can't make a man a God. There is only one God, and that is the Creator. And so the Bible is directly saying that from the Old Testament to the New. I'm going to tell you something why the Old Testament is connected to the New. Again, because basically the Old Testament is the law. And then without the law connected to the Bible, the New Testament, the gospel, then the gospel is false. it has to be connected, right? It just has to be, because transgression of the law, if they throw away the law, then they corrupt. They would have never got the Jews to believe, right? The Jews only going to believe because that book is connected to the Bible, but the Bible has to match the Old Testament or it's false. Because watch, if you got God don't change and Christ don't change, then you ain't got no new covenant. God ain't gonna, if God make an everlasting covenant, why would he need a new covenant later? Oh, that didn't work. God gonna, watch, they try to make God into a man and man into a God. God gonna make a covenant that don't work. When he made it an everlasting, he can see the beginning and the end. He Alpha and Omega. He designed everything. You mean to tell me that his creation outthought him? Oh, they just too bad. I need to do this, and this is the only thing that's going to work. I'm going to take this bloody man tattered and kill him so that he could save everybody else. That's some silly ass paganistic shit. It just is. God will never do such a stupid thing. God will never do such a stupid thing. No sinful man will die. Watch, if the sayings are all throughout the Bible, as a man soweth, so shall he reap. And then watch, what measure you met is going to be measured back to you. There is a balance system, and that's the God that we serving. They going to kill a man and stuff like that who ain't never did nothing to nobody. Just to say they wicked asses, it don't work like that. Every man is going to pay for his own sins. That Jesus Christ's whole thing is a lie. And watch this. And anybody pumping that lie, as in he's a son and he's God, I will shut down quick. Because it ain't nothing. A lie could be shut down quick. The reason why GMS can't answer the question is because I'm telling the truth. Strap the news.